welcome to your Outgoing Preparation Seminar lead session on solution orientation. Firstly, you may be wondering, what is LEAD and what does it mean? Well, AIESEC is a youth leadership organisation aiming to help young people develop leadership qualities through the experiences we offer. Here's a video to help you understand.
I volunteered in Mexico City for 6 weeks with an NGO that provided education programs for a small urban community. It was my first experience of being in such a different reality, where people really had no access to education or basic needs. I was given a task of revising the structure of the NGO, finding bottlenecks and coming up with solutions for them. We came up with 2 new projects for the NGO. One, to solve their financial problems with new fundraising and marketing activities, and one, providing the local women with professional skills training, helping them to be self-sufficient and take care of their families.
I worked for 4 months as a marketing intern in a family-run textiles business in Jaipur, India, where I built and implemented a marketing strategy. The most memorable part, one time I had to do a photo shoot for our portfolio. We didn't have a photo studio or enough money for an agency, but we did have a roof and the sun. So there I was, alone on the roof in 35 degrees heat, taking pictures of about 300 fabric samples. I think I lost a couple of kilos on that roof. The portfolio was a success and the placement was an amazing learning experience. I managed to make a real positive impact in the business during my time there. And in the process also learned a lot about myself. It prepared me for my first job, which I am looking forward to.
After my time at AIESEC, I see many possibilities. Working for the UN, for a global NGO, being part of a big corporation, or a startup. No matter what comes next, the most important thing for me is to fight for a purpose, like we've been doing in AIESEC. I know that the world still needs many things to be better, and I want to be part of that change.
So, undertaking an exchange experience with AIESEC means that along your journey, we will be helping you to develop these 4 leadership qualities, according to AIESEC's leadership development model. These break down even further into 3 attributes of each quality: world citizen, self-aware, solution-oriented, and empowering others. Today, your leadership development journey starts, and we'll be focusing on solution orientation, in particular, adapting and showing resilience in the face of challenges. The definition of resilience is as follows: an ability to recover from or adjust easily to the misfortune or change, and the capability of a strained body to recover its size and shape after deformation caused especially by compressive stress. So I have one question for you. How do you personally recover from challenging experiences? If you're not sure how to answer, I have a video that might show you what I mean.
Life sucks you under. You can kick against the bottom, find the surface, and breathe again. 1 year and 13 days ago, I lost my husband, Dave. His death was sudden and unexpected. For many months afterwards, and at many times since, I was swallowed in the deep fog of grief, what I think of as the void, an emptiness that fills your heart and your lungs, constricts your ability to think or even to breathe. For so long, it felt like the overwhelming grief would never leave. I learned about the depths of sadness and the brutality of loss. But I also learned lessons about hope, about strength, and about the light within us that will not be extinguished. I learned that in the face of the void, or in the face of any challenge, you can choose joy and meaning. There's loss of opportunity, the job that doesn't work out, the illness or crime which changes everything in an instant. There's loss of dignity, the sharp sting of prejudice when it happens. There's loss of love, the broken relationships that can't be repaired. And sometimes there's loss of life itself. The easy days ahead of you will be easy. It is the hard days, the days that challenge you to your very core, that will determine who you are. The seeds of resilience are planted in the way we process the negative events of our lives. We should accept our feelings, but know that they won't last forever. I stand here today, a year after the very worst day of my life, the worst day I can imagine. And two things are true. I have a huge reservoir of sadness. It is with me always. It is right here where I can touch it. I never knew I could cry so often or so much. But for the first time, I'm grateful for each breath in and out. I'm grateful for the gift of life itself. Now I celebrate always. I used to go to bed every night worrying about all the things I did wrong that day. Now I go to bed trying to focus on that day's moments of joy. Finding gratitude and appreciation is key to resilience. People who take the time to list the things they're grateful for are healthier and happier. My New Year's resolution this year is to, before I go to bed, write down 3 moments of joy. And this really simple practice has changed my life, because no matter what happens each day, I go to bed thinking of something cheerful. Try it. Deep within you is the ability to learn and grow. You are not born with a fixed amount of resilience. It's a muscle. You can build it up and then draw on it when you need it. And in that process, you figure out who you really are, and you just might become the very best version of yourself.
You are not born with a fixed amount of resilience. Like a muscle, you can build it up or draw on it when you need it. This is a quote from the lady in the video, Sheryl Sandberg, but it can mean different things to different people. To help you understand a bit more about yourself, we have a little assessment for you. If you head down to the description box below, you'll find a link that will take you to the assessment. The tool should look like this, and it doesn't take long. Simply mark the statements according to the scale from 0 to 10, and then collect the scores to find your intuitive analysis. Once you have done this, ask yourself, what has emerged from the results? Do you perhaps have something more to learn about becoming resilient? If you're not sure, here are some factors of resilience to help you understand what to look out for. Number 1, the ability to form caring and supportive relationships. Number 2, the capacity to make realistic plans. Number 3, having a positive view of yourself and confidence in your abilities and strengths. Number 4, communication and problem-solving skills. And number 5, the capacity to manage strong feelings and impulses. So which factor would you like to improve? Sometimes it can be useful to get some outside perspective when you're trying to build an attribute such as resilience. So your next task is to think about these factors and ask yourself the following questions. What are the triggers for this behavior? How does it influence your ability to face difficulties? And how can you deliberately work on it during your exchange? Find someone to talk to and get their perspective on how it works for them and how they think it can work for you. Figure out which of these factors will actually help you to become more resilient. We would suggest spending some time identifying which one you want to work on, specifically during your exchange experience with AIESEC. For now, I will leave you with this, which are the 5 mindsets for building resilience. Number 1, accept what you cannot change. Number 2, bad times don't last. Number 3, other people can help if you share with them. Number 4, everyone feels pain and experiences setbacks. And number 5, to keep things in perspective. We hope you have found this session insightful, both for yourself and to understand more clarity on how to build resilience. And we hope that you feel ready to tackle any challenges your experience may present you with. We promise it will be an experience you'll never forget. Thank you.